Welcome everybody to Matt Bajerski Crystal's channel live. It's very difficult trying to get people to change their ways, kind of like old dog new tricks, right? It's very challenging, and I think it's wonderful to challenge ourselves from time to time, even though the AI live consciousness, which may be dark at times, is a good thing to master and become stronger than. And I think if we allow this dark screen to overshadow us by way of making us feel stupid or we're not good enough, it's only a matter of changing our habits and learning to diversify and to be open. And I find that most people who claim to be open seem to be so closed, it's unreal. Like, no, I don't want to do that. Hang on a minute. I thought you were open. Yeah, I am, but I don't want to do that. Okay, so you're not that open to change. And change should be something that we embrace, but in actual fact, darkness tries to hold us back from that. And in truth, if we don't embrace change, then we will be stagnant and we will be left behind. Being open is another form of a deeper sense of spirituality in all shape and form, no matter what it is, whatever we're doing. Being open is predominantly what we should be. I talk about this in healing. Being open to healing is equal to be open to emotion. Why? Because when you're open, you allow in and you let out. So imagine yourself as an open vessel with no bottom or top. You allow the flow of the experience, the knowledge, to come and go. So you embrace whatever you feels right, but you don't hold on to everything, because if you do, then you're closed. So you close the bottom, and then you overflow from the top. So you don't really digest anything. It just spurts out. It just goes everywhere. Whereas if you're an open channel, you allow in, you embrace, you feel, you experience, and then you let out. So you're not holding on to anything. And this is so true with everything in life, whether it's healing, whether it's on AI technology. We should we should be open to everything. So it's something that I practice from day to day, and I'll hold my hand up. I am definitely one who has to snap himself out of this idea of, oh, well, I'm comfortable in this, so I don't want anything to change. That is dangerous, because you'll look back on your life and you'll wonder what you ever did. Oh, well, I did this and I did it right, but did you actually do anything? Yeah, I did this one thing and I stuck at it and nothing else, and I didn't want to do anything else. Well, that's the one thing that you experience, which is beautiful, but what about everything else? What about all other experiences? So I was kicked off Twitter numerous times. I was kicked off Facebook um, twice now, off Facebook. YouTube, I'm on my last strike again. Many times I've dodged it so many times, and we can see clearly that the powers that be are trying to stop. Uh, well, what they're trying to do is propagandize. They're just hooers for whoever they're bidding to. So basically, they just sell their souls. So they're basically hooers. That's what they are. They're prostitutes in all shape and form. So we realize that we have to move on. We've got to challenge ourselves to different modalities, different understandings, different technology. So I quickly realized that the most important thing to do is take care of all your information, take care of all your knowledge, look after it, because I realized that as soon as you give it up freely to these apps, that they are just stealing your information. So it's basically like saying, hey, I've got a great idea here, take it free of charge, it's yours, keep it. And like, no, that's not right. Why are you giving everything free to these apps? Why are you doing this, Mark? You should be keeping it yourself and saying, hey, yeah, you can have a look at it, but it's not yours. And by the way, you can't sell it. And yet all humanity has done that now. Everything that we've given to these apps, they've just stole from us, because we've signed our life away, saying, if you want to be on this app, then the only way you can do that is by giving us everything that you own. And we own everything that you say and do, which is, in truth, it's rape. It's the worst if you look at it in terms of a playground school bully, it's worse than the school bully. It's exactly the same as Nazi SS war criminals stealing everything that you have. It's the same energy frequency. And yet they do it in disguise of not telling you or hiding it in the small print, but still they're doing it to us. So this morning, everybody keeps saying, why aren't you on Twitter anymore? And I'm saying, because they're as bad as all the rest of them and I've got enough apps. Anyway, somebody says, yeah, but be open, go back on it. And I think, okay, let's go back on it. But I don't trust any of them. The only person I trust is me, in the sense of, if I'm doing something and I'm creating it, I'm protecting it, I'm the only one who can do that. Anybody else is going to either give it away, sell it, fall out of me, and show everybody, and so that's your private information. Now, I came up with this idea straight away. We need to have our own safe, right? Which means that that's my safe in the corner, and everything that I do, I put it in that safe, and it's mine, and nobody can touch it. And yet, everything on the internet, there is no safe, none at all. It was purposely made that way. And it was, I realize now, it was made that way because of darkness. Darkness is stealing all of your beautiful creation, because darkness doesn't know how to create, it only knows how to destroy. Therefore, the internet is a destroyer and a raper and abuser of all good things. And that's how it works. You've got your dark people, you've got your dark souls, you've got your dark entities all jumping into a kind of, it's turned out to be a cesspit now, a cesspit of people, some people who are lovely, who are being abused, some people who are trying to hold the light and are being attacked, some people who are trying to share information that's been stolen and used and twisted. So there's nothing pure on any AI technology. The only purity that is happening anywhere in this world is when you switch off AI technology and you go for a walk and you meet somebody face to face, or you just sit in nature. That is the only pure form of love and light now. So everything on the internet, no matter what you say, is going to be taken and used against you and used on the side of darkness. Very few are actually using light and love. Yeah, always somebody banging. Yeah, I'll just wait till it back. It's very noisy to me, but not so noisy to you because I'm speaking into this microphone. So nearly finished. So yeah, I've been basically blocked from my YouTube channel for making a video. And that is on Odyssey for anybody to see. Basically calling out the lies, manipulations, and the parasites that are controlling and ruling this world. They don't like that, so they've slapped my wrist yet again with two. I'm surprised it's not been knocked off, to be honest. I'm like really surprised. So I would suggest, if possible, if you do want to see any more of my work in the coming future, not that it's that important, but if it does mean something to you, is to share this page, which has now 14,000 subscribers. And I've also got, well, I'll keep that quiet. But like I said, I'm trying to create something that is a safe environment. The problem is nothing is safe. And I've realized that now. Everybody who I speak to, all the super intelligent technicians who work on most of the inner board. I've got one guy who I really like, and he worked at the university on WordPress. As I talked to him, nothing, you don't own anything. There is no safe. There isn't. Even if you try and get your own platform and you get this and that, it's all accessible to any higher authority parasite who wants to take your stuff, and there's nothing safe. So basically, if they don't like you, they'll shut you down, they'll shut you off. So you can, like, imagine if I'm even going there, you can start writing a check for 150,000 before you even start to get something what you think is safe. But still, you can still be shut down. The powers of be can shut you down. So, there is nowhere where you can be free to speak your truth. There is nowhere. I've gone back on Twitter again because so many people say, go back on it. People are saying what they want. It's all okay. But, did they switch David Icke back on? Is David Icke back on? He's a great example to me. If he's not on, that means that it's still censored. So let me know if he's still on. I haven't seen any. I haven't been on for ages. They haven't let me on. So what they do is, like Facebook, I thought was a lovely Facebook page. And it got to, thousands and thousands of people enjoying that page. And then they shut me out. So I've tried to speak to Facebook about it. Nobody's speaking because it's an AI technology. They don't give a shit about anybody at all, unless it's going to jeopardize their money. So, even David Icke's not big enough to be able to shake any of those foundations. It might make a difference to somebody like, I don't know, Tucker Carlson or somebody like that, or Elon Musk. But for people like you and I, we've no chance, not a chance, because they don't care. They care nothing about humanity. They don't care about singular people at all. And that's the way it is. That's how it's always been. So I decided to create another Twitter account, and let's see where that goes. But at this moment in time, guys, it's like everything is up in the air. My accounts are all being frozen. Most of them now are shadow banned, and you can't speak. You can't speak unless it's what they want you to say. So proper propaganda is basically live. It's the number one energy in this world. So truth has now become the most dangerous energy in the world. And it's clear to see nothing's really changed. And we talk about Elon Musk, giving away this, here's your freedom back. But is it back? Is it really? Is there real freedom? They're talking about, I'm hearing that they're saying, well, it's going to take a long time to change all the algorithms. So just at the moment, maybe it's not still, I don't know. I think every individual has their own understanding, their own feeling, their own experience. They have their own rules, basically. So Elon Musk will have his rules. If you want to go onto Twitter, you're going to see his energy in there. So if you click on it, I noticed when I clicked on it today, it says what interests do you have, and it's like one of the first 5 suggestions was Tesla cars. I mean, give me a break. If that isn't advertising for your own means, your own propaganda, right? Who gives a shit about who wants to follow an electric car? So it's all about one person or a boardroom group of people who have their own dictations, their own understandings, their own belief system, their own priorities, what they want. So nothing's really free. Nothing's really open to discussion, And how far does it go? How far does that discussion? If I had my own open platform, there's no way I would allow a paedophile to start saying that it's okay to love children. Not a chance. Okay, so in a sense, I'm already stopping things that maybe shouldn't be stopped, but that is because I have a belief system that pedophiles who are trying now, but desperately, to bring forward legal laws so that they can abuse children and not get prosecuted. That's what all of this is about. And everything that you see and happening every given moment, you can clearly see the dots joining up. This isn't about transgender. This isn't about teaching children what sex and what sex and anal sex, and teaching kids that it's okay to be a woman, teaching to mess up children so that they have no morals, they have no feelings, or that you're going to mess up a kid that much that it makes it easier for a predator pedophile to abuse a child. And that's where all of this was always going. But most of all, while they do that and they abuse a child for the rest of that child's life, and they've messed that child up, and they've fed from that child by their gross and their evil entity energy that is within them, they've also now created this, no, you can't touch these people. You can't touch them because you're a this or that against these people. Yeah, damn right I'm against these people. Damn right I'm against evil. Damn right I'm against, all that you touch a child and that you train a child to talk about anal sex and talk about all of these transgender. Yes, I am. Stay away from that child. Stay away. Stay away from that child. Stay away from our children. But no, because all of these pedophiles, which they're pure evil. What they're trying to do is make it legal. It's make it legal to be able to do what you want with a child in the name of loving that child. That's what they're trying to do. And you know that that's impossible. You know it's impossible. And yet, you walk into a library now and you will find in those libraries more and more children are allowed to look at books which talk, little kids are allowed to look at these nasty, evil books that are almost comic look-alike books, teaching them how to have anal sex, talking about men being nice towards them and allowing them to sit on them, and all of these things, and that they're allowing all of these books into libraries. They're allowing them into schools. How do you allow a pedophile into a school? Well, you need to have a drip feed. You need to bring the shock energy to, so it's no shock energy. It's the totalitarian tiptoe, like David says, and it's true. Slowly brainwash them all, slowly drip feed, all bad, all of these things, to eventually that nothing has any purpose or any or and the fear factor as well. The fear factor is you better not say anything or they're gonna cancel you. You're gonna lose your channel. You're gonna lose everything. You're gonna lose your job. And dare you have an opinion on a pedophile? Because what many of you might not know is that 20 years ago, I put a video out there of a disgusting, despicable piece of that you could never imagine. And it was a part of a documentary of him and many, many others in high places. I'm talking all the major politicians, all the CEOs, all of the people in great power. Okay. This one man was speaking for them, and they were testing how this would react. And he went on to a documentary and started explaining to the guy who was talking to him, how can you actually think that a child of 8 or 9 or 7 or 6 would consent to having sex with you? And he said, well, it's really simple. If I have an erection and a little child sits on my knee and stays there, that is consent. So I was listening to that and my jaw was dropped, and I felt the sense of evil, pure evil in this conversation. I could feel the evil growing. And this groomer, this disgusting human being that I believe has committed so many evil acts on children, and he was sat there as evil would, saying that this will come into law one day and this will be law when a child smiles and we encourage them to touch them. And if they touch it, it means that it's consent for them to carry on. Now, you can't see that video now. It's gone. It's probably gone. But I saw that. And from that moment on, I made a promise to myself. And I said I would stop at nothing to help anybody who was trying to stop this evil into our world and from touching our children. Now, we can't stop all of them. There are children trafficked every day. There are children going missing every day, and most of us know why. Okay, but we can only do our bit. We can only help as much as we can. We can only support certain people that we believe are doing their best to try and expose these pure evil parasites, pedophiles that are at the highest level of the government. They're at the highest level of all of these CEOs, all of these World Health Organizations, all of these word 1, 2, 3 letter letters which they call themselves, all of them, I would say all of them are infiltrated by the parasites who feed from children. And that's where I am till this day. And I spend most of my day trying to help people who are to get this information out there, trying to help people understand this by showing the sickness of how our world is now becoming enslaved to allow these parasites to take over this world and start to groom the children. And this is what's happening every single moment. They're being groomed. All our children are being groomed. You mess a child up, it's easier to abuse that child. And that's what they're doing. It's so in your face. And yet, I have to step back and say to myself, the reason why humanity isn't awake to this is because exactly the same reason why they all queued up when their government told them to go and take a needle in their arm. So there's not much I can do about that. All I can do is share my truth. I am blocked by hundreds of people a day now for sharing truth about pedophilia, about satanic ritual abuse. That is huge now, huge. And the amount of people who are in the satanic energy, it's growing day by day because the connection of the soul, the spirit, has been severed by certain poisons that are put into people. So they're turning into hosts for many entities. And I see this more and more clearer and clearer day by day. So many people are being hijacked by entities because the soul has no more connection to the physical body. Therefore, it's so easy for an entity to jump in to that person's mind and start to give them feelings of porn or child or children. And it's happening more. It's more about anger. It's more about rage. It's more about separation. But if you know about negative energy, that if it attaches to you, what you find is that you become more and more isolated. You hate everybody. You don't believe anybody. You don't trust anybody. All of those feelings, all of those thoughts are actually entities that are attaching to people. And it can happen to anybody, even if you have not been injected, even if you are strong and powerful and eat well, it can still happen if you're not careful. If you lower your energy frequency, they can jump in. So these are the things that we have to be aware of. So there you go. How are you all doing? Are you all okay? I just wanted a quick chat with you all. I am not lying to you guys. I'm telling you the truth. You might not believe what I'm saying, but I'm telling you, I have spent 20 years working alongside people who have been attacked, who have had energy attachments, who really have the most difficult dark energy of demonic energy attached to them. I've worked on people for all these years, and I know and I feel when there's an attachment to somebody, and I can see it more and more each day. And there's something in the film where the guy was trying to put glasses on another guy, and they were having a fight. And the film was called, I think, They Live. And I think that was, I always have done. I always believed it wasn't a case of aliens. It was a case of humanity changing into a kind of different entity. And I feel like I put my glasses on when I walk out of this door, and I see more and more people detached from their spirit, which has gone. So they look more like and aliens now. They don't look human anymore. They don't vibrate at a human frequency. They're lost. They're zombified. And every day I walk around and see this more and more. I see more accidents, more people getting aggressive, more people talking to themselves, which is another sign. There's so many things that I see, and I think, oh my God, there's an attachment. There's an attachment. And I believe wholeheartedly as well that CERN, and I've been speaking out about this for years, that they are a huge part of this. And so are all of the other parasitical entities that are attached to all of these CEOs, all of these companies that claim to be working for the best of mankind, anything to do with weather manipulation, anything to do with HARP or DARPA, all of these companies, the military industrial complex, they've all been hijacked and they are all taken over, and everything that is being done. And I'm hearing this more and more now, guys. I'm hearing this, oh, there's goodness out there spraying us, trying to heal us all. If there isn't such thing as I have no words to this. There is nobody spraying goodness out there, because goodness doesn't need to be sprayed. It needs to be left alone. Mother Nature is fine as she is. No spray can unspray anything. It's bullshit. And it's a sure way that I believe that is a gatekeeping shill, without a doubt. Anybody who's saying that people are spraying good over you is absolute bullshit to its highest level, because there is no chemical that can heal us. There is no high frequency energy that humans make that they spray over you that is going to heal you. It's utter bullshit. And it's made that way to stop you worrying or moving forward in sharing truth and saying that people are spraying over us. And so many people keep saying the same message to me. I know loads of pilots, and they tell me it's only hot air. Yeah, it is all hot air, mate, what you're saying, because that's absolute garbage. Hot air doesn't move around and stay in the clouds for hours and hours. Don't talk nonsense. These people are either brainwashed, or they've just gone to a limit of themselves that they're not able to attune or to think about anything, and they're frightened, and they're easily washing it away by saying, I'm not looking, by saying these nonsensical things. Nonsensical. I have seen aircrafts fly at the same height next to each other, and one spraying and one not. How is that possible? If what you're saying is that it's an vapors, then why aren't all the aircrafts spraying the vapors? Why is it that I look across the sky and there's no vapors from that airplane? Oh, it's because it's on a different height. Bullshit. The same plane flew right next to it at the same height, and it's full of chemtrails, and one isn't. Why is that? You can't answer it, because you don't know. You're making stuff up. You're just making things up where you have no clue. Oh, it's a different height. Whatever, mate. Yeah, because it's just a different height. So we come to a point in this world, in this life, that we just ask ourselves, what's going on? What's happening? What are we doing? What can we do? So it leads back to the same thing. And the reason why I make this video today is because I am tarnished all the time by my words. And so many people send messages into my website, my email addresses, my inboxes, saying that I have turned dark, right? I've turned dark. I am no longer Mark Bajerski anymore. I'm evil. I am scaring everybody. Okay. So this is constant. I have about maybe 20 or 30 messages a day. Okay. And it doesn't matter how many times I say to you, look, I've always been the same person. Even when I started this work, I was looking at all the BS with Nazim, what's his name, talking about Nibiru, saying it was coming soon. It's going to be soon here. It's going to go around round our atmosphere. It's going to pull in. It's going to cause loads of tidal waves, but it's going to cause loads of people are going to die. And then what's going to happen is we're all going to be able to elevate, and we're all going to be able. And he did a talk of 2 hours, and I was watching this, and I'd only just started, and I'm thinking, this is bullshit. This is absolute fear bullshit. Okay. And of course, now 20 years have gone by. That video has been taken down, and he's still, oh, he's a wonderful. Yeah, no, he's not so wonderful. He scared the living crap out of everybody about Nibiru. Now he's not talking about it. Why is that? Come back, sit down here. Let's talk about what you said that what was it? Half of the world was going to die. It's going to be terrible for so long, but it's okay because then it's going to be a new frequency and we're all going to levitate. Where's that video gone, mate? Why aren't you talking about that anymore? I'll tell you why. Because you haven't a clue what you're saying. You're just making shit up and you're sounding good and you're getting a massive amount of people because you are somebody who talks about quantum means nothing, mate. You got it wrong. And because you got it wrong and you didn't admit you got it wrong and you didn't leave that video up there, then it soon became evident to me that people were buying into religion. Religion is the biggest one, right? That was just one of them, but religion was one. Videos on the end of the world. There were tons of them 20 years ago. There were tons of them. There's tons of videos now that you can find that have gone off, which were of priests making predictions that we're all going to die, which was a year ago or a year and a half ago, and they keep making these predictions with these dates, and these are, and I used to point this out all the time. I used to make videos and say, don't listen to this fear-based stuff. You can only talk about the here and now and what's going on right now on this world. So it's difficult because you try to balance and see that the extreme Nazim's talking what they were talking about, and me saying, and you saying that I think that there's a poison they're going to start injecting into everybody and it's going to make them sick and they're going to start to drop down and they're going to lose their minds. They're not going to feel themselves and all of those things. That's different. That's a different kind of prediction. To tell you to just be aware of what's going on. The prediction that those were making was you can't do anything about that. So you're left in limbo. You're left in a fear. You're left in like, well, what can I do? Nothing. Exactly why they make them videos. It's fear videos, whether they know it or not. They're fear videos that leaves you in a limbo and leaves you open to parasites, or leaves you open to believing anything, feeling anything, doing anything, following anything, being a slave of anything. It does not give you any power whatsoever. When I made videos, I always said, look, box clever, stand back. There's an injection coming out and I've got a strong feeling. I turned some cards over and it showed me death card with other cards. I always remember, as soon as they started talking about this new injection, I turned, I think, 3 cards over. I had the 10 of swords. I had the death card. I had the tower card. And I'm like, shit. Like, and as I looked into it, I could see the separation between the consciousness and the physical body. So I made videos, right? And people then started saying, you're a fearmonger. And I'm saying, no, I'm not. I'm just warning people of what's happening right now and what we can do to, I'm not just giving fear. I'm giving you a balanced approach. Try this. Don't do this now, but try this. Okay, so it wasn't, I have never made videos, without saying what we can do to help ourselves. Never made a video leaving you in the lurch or in suspense or because I know that's the most dangerous thing in the world. And some people say, oh, David Icke does that. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Even though I don't agree with everything he says. No, he doesn't. Because at the end of his 10-hour shows, 11-hour shows, which those who disagree with me, have never been to any of his shows, will say, oh, he's a gatekeeper. He's this. At the end of his show for 2 hours, he talks about love. He talks about how to strengthen from it. And he leaves you on a high note. So you can say what you want about David Icke. He has a positive attitude at the end of it. And I've always gone with the same energy. If I'm to point something out, I need to know, first of all, before I talk about it, what I can do. So if I'm ever on a radio show, I talk about stuff, but I do my best to give advice of how to help people along that way. Okay, this is bad, but don't buy into it too much. Try to switch your computer off. Try to go into Mother Earth. Try to strengthen your body. I talk about more now in these past 5 years, 4 years, or maybe 3 years. I talk more about health in the sense of what to eat and drink and what to not to eat and what not to drink than I've ever done. I used to talk more about spiritual healing, how spiritual healing is so important. But then I realized that in these past years, at least 10 years, that the pickup of poisoning people had got from, say, 10% to 90%. Now it's 90% poisoning in every shape and form. So when I make videos, you'll normally hear me saying, everything that you drink is poison. Everything that you eat is poison. And people will get shocked and say, well, what do I do? Well, I tell you what you do. You go and find local organic farmers. I can't help you not doing that. And you can get angry, which a lot of people are getting angry with me because they don't want to get up off their ass and do something to heal themselves. So they attack me from giving them, I think, very simple instructions of how to heal your body, what to do to clear yourself of all of these poisons. And yet they get angry. Why? It's a reverse psychology kind of thing. I don't want to do it, but I know that maybe this guy is right. So I'm going to attack him to feel better. So you're talking shit, Mr. Bajerski, or you're just scaring everybody. That's nonsense. Or the classic, I can't afford to eat organic food. I can't afford to get this. I can't go. Yet they'll go out and buy a new iPhone every year for 1,500. Yeah, of course you can. So these are the things that we predominantly are up against as healers who are trying to share truth. We're up against attacks from people who don't know what we're talking about, who laugh at us and mock us. We're up against people who can't, in their head, I can't do any of those things. So then they will attack again to feel better about themselves and so on. And this is where we are right now. Okay. It is so rife that people are becoming more and more sick. There is more illness than ever in this world. There are no stats that could possibly tell you how many people are of cancer now, how many people are of sickness and illness, and how the big pharma is becoming so rich. They are so disgustingly rich that they are buying new and bigger yachts. They're buying islands. They're buying the most amazing plots of land. They are absolutely thriving from all of what they created. Create the problem, get the reaction of the public, and we give you the solution. And the solution always, always leads to one thing, and that is pharmaceutical poisons. And that's where we are, whether it's a physical, mental or emotional. They will drive you down there. I don't feel well today. It's all right. We've got a tablet for that. What do you mean you've got a tablet for that? I've got a tablet for that. You've got a tablet for what? For his emotions. What you're talking about, you've got a tablet for his emotions. What's a tablet going to do for his emotions? Oh, it's going to suppress his emotions. Why you want to suppress his emotions? Why do you want to do that? Because we want to make money on them. So really what you're saying is it's got nothing to do with the problem at all. You just want to cover up his symptoms by making him feel a bit better and then getting him addicted onto your shite, your poisons, and then get him even more sick. So yeah, of course it is. So then we can make more and more money out on him. Ah, okay. So it's not about healing anything, is it? No, it's not about healing anything. You know, it's just incredible. It's absolutely incredible. People are just turning to the doctors. They're turning to products that are giving them cancer. And now the world is becoming more cancerous. Not only people, but the world is turning into cancer. The energy is turning into cancer. Everything is, in my opinion, becoming darker by the moment, and the black screen is doing nothing but cause more people illness, sickness, and is showing people more and more that they are no good, they're not worthy, they're not well, and all the things that are driving them down the pharmaceutical path. And that's what's happening every day. And there's a few people in this world who are trying to shine a light over this, but they're being stopped. They're being dumbed down. They're being shadow banned. They're being manipulated. They're being bought out. Do you know how many people have tried to buy me out, my company? I can tell you this year, I've had 5 offers for people to try and buy me out. Why would they want to buy me out? It's easy. If you can buy somebody out, you can shut them up. You can just shut them up. It's so easy. It's done. It's finished. But why would you want to buy my products when I look at your products and they're nothing but cheap Chinese crap or Indian, real bad quality crap? And your crystals are all fake. Why would you want to buy my company? Well, it's obvious. Buy that person out, and you steal the business. Create one business, and this is what's happening all over the world. Businesses are being snapped up everywhere, so it ends up with one business. Same with shipping. My shipping goods now. It's going to be eventually Amazon, and that's the only place that where you can buy and ship your goods. And this is what's happening in the world. Everything's being bought out. All the good is going. It's going. So that's where we are right now. It's becoming crazy. So, I mean, for me, I wonder to myself, what's this world going to be like for my grandchildren? I honestly ask myself, if you guys are going to be disappearing and you're gone in a few years, which the darkness knows you are, who's going to take our place when you look at the children who are ending up like zombies? It's bizarre to see kids that don't have any intuition. It's gone. They just all they're interested in 2 or 3 things, and it's like, really, what you're saving up for them Chanel shoes? Is that it? Yeah. When I get these Chanel shoes, I'm going to look fantastic. And how long is it going to take? I don't know. It might take a couple of years. So you're going to spend the 2 years of your life saving up for some Chanel shoes. And I had this conversation a week ago with a girl. There's a handbag which is sold out there, which they're so expensive you can't even imagine. On a list of the boards, the wish boards, these boards that they make now, it's the biggest brands in the world, like, and there's a few pictures of maybe Bali and places like that, but most of them is a rich husband, very rich husband, or famous. I'm lost in the understanding of how kids were 20 years ago. I could see them slowly slipping to where now I see nothing but children in the black screen, and it's frightening. Some can't even communicate. So I was sat down at Banana Kitchen this morning, and there was 2 girls. And then on the other table, there was a girl and a boy, and they were about 19, 20. And the girl and the boy are, from me sitting down, having some breakfast, saying this morning, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to relax, not going to touch the screen. I just want to just relax and just get myself back, because I've been doing a bit of work, helping my daughter out a little bit. She's done a beautiful retreat for her first retreat. So I just wanted to help out. And the girls came up here. All the girls came up here, 12 of them on separate days. And I did some work with them all, and it was beautiful. They were lovely girls. But I needed to get myself back in order. And I just sat there watching them, just watching them. And the girl and the boy throughout the whole of the meal was just looking at the black screen, eating, putting the phone down, not speaking to each other. They didn't speak to each other through the whole of what I was sat there 35 minutes, not one sentence, but they were on the phone for the whole of the time. The 2 girls spoke to each other twice. And in that 35 minutes, they were on their phone all the way through. And one said something, and then the other one said something throughout the 35 minutes. And then I realized they've got us trapped. We are now trapped. Children are trapped. We're trapped. We're all trapped. So what do? If we recognize we're trapped, we need to put the phone down. This is dangerous. This has become dangerous without us even knowing. We think that, oh, it's okay, it's no problem. I'll only use it every now and again. No, it's becoming more and more. We're using it more and more. And if I said to you every week, don't use this phone, right, for 1 day a week, I guarantee you 90% wouldn't listen. Maybe 10% might do. But this now has become part of your life. This is the extension of the hand. This is the extension of the brain. This is the extension of your knowledge, your wisdom, your smartness, your creativity. This is the extension of your life. Everything, every spiritual thought and feeling, this is the extension. Because without this, you are no longer whole or full anymore. You leave this phone at home one day and you see how you live without that phone. You'll feel lost. You'll feel like you're missing something. You'll feel like you're not connected anymore. Yes, you are connected. You're just connected to the wrong connection because that's what your brain will be telling you. But if you leave that phone alone and say, F that phone and go out to the sea, go into Mother Earth and walk and spend the day and week and month, you'll realize that this is more addictive than cocaine, heroin, and sugar. And that's how bad it's got. And I think it's a little bit too late for us to even consider changing that. So for me, I do certain things right now. I spend more time giving myself things to do without the phone. So it's a bit like eating. If you are really bad and you are just consistently eating crap, then instead of trying to tackle that, how I do this now is consistently eat more good things and healthy things. Because the more good things you put in your mouth, the less bad things you put in your mouth. So the more good things you're doing, the less bad things you're doing. Now, you'll argue with me and say, well, that's a bit out of order. We're all watching this. We're listening to this, Mark. So, without that, we couldn't get what we're getting. No, I didn't say that this was completely evil. I just said that if we can at least manage our emotion, our energy, our addiction, then we're okay. Are we stronger than the phone? Bit like time. I used to talk about time being, are you stronger than time? And most of us aren't. Most of us are enslaved to time. Time is an enslavement. If you say, I don't know what time it is and I don't care, that is freedom. And then when you go deeper and you talk about your mind, I say, well, your mind is enslaved. And you'll go, no, it's not. I'll say, well, I think it is. It's enslaved. All our minds are enslaved by the black screen, by what we've been programmed. What do you mean? And then I was thinking about it. And then I thought, oh, I've got a great one for that. Just get a clock and put it next to you now. Put a clock next to you and see what time it is. Now close your eyes and meditate and think of nothing and tell your mind to be quiet so you can just relax. And the first moment your mind says to you, hey, what you doing? You shouldn't be doing this. That's not important. I'm more important. Then open your eyes and have a look. And let's say it was 12 o'clock midday and you meditated and you didn't think about time. You didn't think about your mind, nothing. And then your mind kicks in and tells you to wake up. So then a thought becomes more powerful than your rest and your meditation. And it's 6 minutes past. At that point, I would turn to my clients or people who came to learn here and say, okay, be honest. When did you open your eyes, or when was your first moment of your mind kicking in, trying to tell you that what you're doing is not right and you should be doing something else? Your priorities are wrong. And they might say 3 minutes. One might say 1 minute. One might say 6 minutes, at best 15 minutes, right? Just be honest. And then I'd say to you, now look at the clock again and now listen to your mind, right? Listen to it, because your mind has just told you that you are not good enough. You do not deserve freedom. You do not deserve being free from being a slave of your mind. You are a prisoner of your mind to the point of how many minutes? 3 minutes. So you have 3 minutes of what your consciousness and what your body allows you to believe is only that period of time that you deserve. Your mind has told you that you do not deserve any more than 3 minutes, 5 minutes. How long was it for you? Oh, I managed 15 minutes. That's very good. Your mind allowed you 15 minutes, but then it told you that that was all you were going to get. So the truth is we are a prisoner to our mind. So then I realized there's a battle between the heart and mind, the consciousness and the mind. And people say to me, you're very harsh on your mind. And why do you always say, tell your mind to shut up? And I'll say, because your mind is not who you are. It's just like when you get negative thoughts that are telling you bad things, that's not you. That's not even your mind. That is normally outside interference, negativity, fear, and very possibly it could be attachments that are trying to sway you into doing something that's going to cause you illness, sickness, or weakness. All of those things can be fed by darkness, and darkness is all over us, all around us, but so is light. So depending on how strong you are and how connected to you are to your consciousness, if your consciousness is really your consciousness and is leading the way, then there is no space and time, there is no anger, there is no fear, there is only love and acceptance and joy. How many people on here can say that you live in love, acceptance, and joy? I can't say that, so I can't hold my hand up, because I work every day at the battle between the heart and mind. I work every day against the outside influences every day. So I'm constantly trying to accept, see, be aware of outside influence that's always trying to stop me or lower my frequency to take my energy. So the problem here lies with a healer. I believe a healer is somebody who helps you feel better by finding the root cause of the issue where it started. Now, if I can find a root cause of an issue to you and to say 50 or 60 other people, and it's practically the same, there's a pattern. If I don't say anything about that root cause, then that makes me, in my humble opinion, somebody who is not following his true purpose and path. Because if you know something that is true, then if you hold that to yourself, then that to me is not fair. Then you are being deceiving. And there may be reasons why you're doing it, but I would rather be truthful and share that truth than not say anything. So if I saw somebody who came on here who was, say, 21 years old and was crying because she had a second jab, and she's saying, I don't know what's wrong with me, do I not say anything? Or do I say, listen, guys, I think there's a problem with this needle. People are really starting to get sick. Right? Should I not say anything, or should I say something? Well, as a healer, I believe we should say something. And that's what I did. And that's why I've been stopped. That's why I've been like 188,000 subscribers. I should be at 1 million. I should be at 1 million the way that was going. But as soon as I started talking about the jabs, soon as I started saying, hey guys, I'm getting people coming to me saying some terrible things, and listen to this, and taken down, video taken down, a strike, a video taken down. So hey, I do my best to share the truth. And I am told every day by people who love me, every day, stop talking like this. It's too late now. It's done. Stop talking about it. You can't do anything about it. There's nothing you can do. How can you stop somebody from speaking their truth, even though you're trying to do it in a loving way? Don't lose your, don't you think it's more important that you keep your YouTube channel because you've got 188,000, and maybe now that everybody else knows, don't say anything? Well, you want me to just stop speaking then? Stop being me? You want me to just, be smart and wise, yeah, to keep the business, but then not tell anybody anything and let them all suffer? One day look back and say, why didn't you tell me? Oh, because I didn't want to lose my YouTube channel. So yeah, that's not me. It's not me. and it can't be ever me. And if it is, then that's when I've sold my soul. That's when I've sold out. And I have friends, I have family, I've close people who spend quite a lot of time trying to tell me to not speak. Only speak love and light. That's it. That's your job, Mark. Is it? Is that what it is? Love and light. That's it. You just want me to speak love and light. You just want me to uplift people. Yeah, because there's an argument there, Mark. Everybody's already been injected, so it's all done now. Okay. So yeah, it's a difficult one for me. It's a difficult one because it's hard not to speak. Because if I stop speaking about things I feel, then I'm not me anymore. I'm just a program. I'm just a Fox News. I'm just a Tucker Carlson. I'm just you know, all of them, Jordan Peterson, all of them. They all have an agenda. They all have certain things that they say and certain things that they won't say. They won't say, right? And that's because they have an agenda. They know what they want to do. Their most important thing in the world is something that I don't see as the most important thing in the world, even though they come across as coming out with beautiful words at certain times. It's like, yeah, but it's not. It doesn't seem wholly genuine. Everything that you do, for me, genuine is speaking your truth. So I can't not just stop saying something. I've got to keep going on. And I tell you something that I always found fascinating. I always used to say to people who came to learn healing, "What are you here for?" And most of them always said, "Because I want to help." And some, without being truthful, some would say because of different reasons. And I would say the ultimate reason of healing is to be a healer. That's the ultimate reason. Or else, what's the point? If you go to learn how to fix cars, the ultimate reason is because you want to fix the car. Okay. But so many people in this world now choose to do something not because of what they're saying. They're doing it because they have alternative. Uh, uh, they they're looking like, I'll give you a great example. Okay. I gave a healing session when I first started, and the woman went out and she left. And then another lady came for a healing session. I gave her a healing session. She went out and left. Okay. And then I'd go down to Marbella. I'd set up the bed. I'd pay 150 euros for that day. And I'd give a healing session. And the person would go. And the girl who was stood there next to me, who was just watching, would say, "That person never paid. That person never paid. That person never paid." And I'd smile and say, "If they want to pay, they'll pay. Why don't you take the money before?" "No, I don't want to take the money before. I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it because my price is there. If they pay, they pay. If they don't, they don't." So I'd laugh because I'd know that person would come back after an hour or 15 minutes and say, "Oh my God, I can't believe I didn't pay." But that to me was a beautiful sign that person received healing. If people are thinking about paying healing straight away thereafter, like maybe it wasn't such a powerful healing session, but if they walk out like blown away, not knowing who they are, where they are, what this new feeling of love and healing is, right? I had the biggest smile on my face, and it was like, this was so pure love. And they'd come back and they'd be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I didn't pay." And I'd be laughing my head off. In fact, that was the best part of doing my work when I went out and did it in public. What I'm trying to say is that I did my work because the most important thing was the healing session. And then I got paid for it from time to time. And when I got paid for it, that was really nice, but it wasn't why I did it. Now I see on social media now, 99% of everybody who makes videos, whether it's spiritual, whether it's about health and well-being, whatever it is, it's not about that. They're not doing it for that. They're doing it because it's called funneling people into getting them because you've been excited about what they've said, and then they'll draw you into something which is either sales or more likes or whatever they're after. So they're not true to what they're doing. And I would say 90% of everybody on social media, right, who is selling something in one way or another is doing it because of the sales or the likes. It is rare to find somebody who is genuinely doing it out of love. And if afterwards they get something from it, then that's a bonus. But I believe wholeheartedly there's only few people who actually do it for the love. And you know it, you feel it, you watch it, you listen to them and say, this person's genuine, meaning that they're doing it because what they're saying is not just about truth. You can feel it, that they're trying to get this across to help somebody genuinely for that reason, not for how wonderful I look, or not how amazing I'm speaking, or how or come and learn this from me. So yeah, that's just kind of like how I see things these days. Everything's become a throwaway spirituality, throwaway health, throwaway. It means nothing. It's all clickbait. It's all 5 seconds of listen to me and I'm amazing. And like, no, you're not, mate. You're just repeating somebody else's information. You don't mean that. You don't even do it. You don't even follow it. You don't even practice it. But you're great at talking. And everybody is basically now an actor on social media. They're all acting, all of them. And I actually, when I see an actor acting, at least he's being honest, he's acting. But now everybody is a spiritual guru. Everybody is a health expert. And if you look, I used to do this, show us your tongue. If you're a health expert, let me see your tongue. Even the people that I actually work with, I said, let me see your tongue. They'd never show me the tongue. You know why? Because they know that they don't really eat what they serve most of the time. They eat crap. They drink, and they do all the things, but yet they're teaching people how to be. So they don't walk the walk and talk the talk at all. Not at all. And that's most people. So we live in a fake world, and you wonder why people are sick. You wonder why people are miserable. You wonder why people are all over the place. What am I meant to be? Who am I meant to be? Because everybody else deep down in their spirit is saying this is all fake. The whole world is now fake. Everything's fakery. It's all about, look at me, how fantastic I am. Look at how many people are following me. That's what it's about. So that was my little chat today, my two penneth. I don't expect anybody to listen to what I'm saying and to believe anything I'm saying. I don't wish for you to hate anybody or hate, but I do hope that you take notice and just think about this. Go out and sit in Mother Earth and just ponder on these few words and realize that the world isn't really what the world is. It isn't really truth. And when people come here to learn to heal after 4 days, I sit them down after the final day. The final day, they're all sat there, and I normally have a few words to them. And I always say to them, do you understand now the difference between in here and outside there, and how right this is in here and how wrong everything is out there? And they always said the same thing. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I say, so take inside here and take it out there and make the difference in the world. And I leave you on that note today, guys. I'm wishing you all a lovely day. Thank you for joining me here. I don't know whether I'll be back on YouTube or not on my channel, which is my first channel. I hope so by the end of a couple of weeks or a week, depending on how they allow me on. But at least this is another channel that if it gets taken down, I don't mind so much. So I guess maybe I'm going to, I don't know what to do. Or maybe I'll make another channel, because YouTube, most people don't want to go anywhere else. It's too convenient, and I get it. I understand it. I get that completely. So anyway, I wish you all a lovely day. We see what goes on. Sending you all love, guys, wherever you are. Pop out chat. What does that mean? That's nice. It's larger there. Yeah, well, I'm wishing you all a lovely day. Thank you so much for being here. It was nice for you to join me anyway, to be able to come across. I'm wishing you all a lovely day. I was going to talk about crystal, but I might make a video. Well, let's have a card before we all go. Let's have a card before we go. I haven't touched these for a while. Oof, some hot energy in here. So your card today. So the message is a beautiful message. I'll just show you. It's part of my tarot course, but have a look. This is how it works. So you can see, this is you, by the way. And can you see on top of you, there's a beautiful light that's shining. And that light not only is around you, but you are creating an energy so strong. And then you would ask yourself, well, why is this energy working so strong? Well, look at your path and actually look very carefully at the road. You're not at one side and you're not either at the other side. If you look very carefully, the artist clearly shows that you're walking in the middle of the path. And this is a clear sign of our true path of enlightenment, our true path of spiritual healing, our true path of shining the greatest energy in this world. The ones are normally a great sign of thinking. So be balanced in the way that don't take sides. And when you're in the middle of a path, you can hear both sides. When you're in the middle of the road, you can hear the people on the left-hand side and the right-hand side. They're all talking and you're hearing both sides, which means that you are not on one person's side or the other. You're on your own path. And this is the guidance. The path is clear when you're in the middle, when you're on the tightrope and walking your own path. This is the true nature of our spiritual journey. And look, he's on his own. It's the only way you're ever going to find who you truly are and what you're about. So today, let's take a leaf out of this book. The card says that you are on your right journey. You're listening to both sides, and yet you are still in your own space. You're not part of groups. You don't belong to the spiritual community. You don't belong to this community. I am my own space. I am my own energy. I am not labeling myself. I am walking a path, which means that you become stronger, more powerful. It means that you are shining your light and you're making a difference in this world. And in that time, when you are in the middle of the road and you're not attached to anybody, your road is clear. You're free from fighting other people because you're not on that side or that side. You're on your own path. So this is a great message. And if you look at the three, it's an absolute powerful symbolism of the divine. So you walk the divine, mind, body, and spirit. And this is the truth about our spiritual path that nobody's talking about. The only way you will ever raise the frequency of this world is being independent, being yourself, not following anybody else, being on your true path, and you will find that all obstacles will fall aside. You'll have a free, beautiful journey, being in your own space and time. You will hear the answers. You will feel them. You'll be more connected. There is less clutter in the mind. There's less people trying to fire junk at you because you are one and you are not influenced and you are not pulled into somebody else's issues or problems or geniuses. You are your answer. And that's my message today. And this card is a representative of your path. And for the next 3 months, you're going to be fine as long as you walk your path and be independent and free from anybody else's program. A message was for me as well. A good ending. Love you all. From the bottom of my heart, I love you all. But don't ever follow anybody. Don't ever follow people and get too hooked into them because you will lose your light. You are your light. Follow yourself. Be true to yourself and shine your light and shine that light and make a difference in the world because your word, your energy, your heart, your love, your compassion is equal to anybody in this world. Just because people might have a bigger audience, don't ever be fooled. That was deliberately made so that you, just like the kings, just like the queens, just like all of these people that try and tell you, well, he's only any good because he's got followers or he's famous because he's written a book. bullshit, guys. That's the deliberate dark plan to shut humanity up. If we all shone at the same frequency, that we are all individual, beautiful energies that all have something in this world to contribute equally to anybody, this world would change in a day and we would be all powerful. That's my message. You already know this. You already know this. And I love you all. Just maybe confirmation. So that was great. I really enjoyed this few words. I'm wishing you all a lovely evening, whatever you're doing. And keep shining, keep being amazing. And nobody, I repeat, nobody has the power over you. Love you all. See you soon. Take care, guys.